So, hello everybody, this is Carla. Welcome to the studio. I am a few minutes early. It was 9 minutes, but now it's like 7 minutes. So, if you're coming on here, just bear with me. Uh, I am, because YouTube has done whatever it's done, uh, I can't like pre-schedule my videos. Let me make sure I'm out all the way. Because they like to change my orientation. So with that, I have to literally go live and I have to set everything up. So all the stuff that I would normally put in my video details, I got to do it as soon as I go live. So just bear with me. And if you are watching the replay, just jump ahead about, I would say about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and that's when I'll get started. At this point, it may take a little bit longer because it's being fussy with me. Okay. So yeah, basically I gotta come live and then I have to take all of the info that I typed up that I put in the description and I have to copy and paste all of that stuff in. So just bear with me here. And as you come on, say hi, let me know where you're visiting from. And I'll be right with you. So look at the pretty graphic. Okay, I don't know who that is. Someone's on here. I am just in the process of getting everything set up. So just bear with me. Oh, hello, Carol. Welcome. Just give me a little bit here. I just have to get everything set up. YouTube still acts all funny, so of course I have to do everything at the time I hit live. Like all the information stuff, dimensions, all that other stuff that I usually have in my description. I got to put this in there. Okay. Okay, let me make sure that everything. Okay, I think. It's definitely not a short. I'm still live good. Okay. All right, so let me do this part here. All right. Oops. We do that. Okay, let me take this comment now and let me pin this. All right, so then let's change this to live chat, and we're getting there. So let me fix this just a little bit. Bring this down just a little bit. There's this little bit of a delay from what I see in my laptop to what films, and so I'm just trying to get this all situated like so, and then I can move all this out of the way. Stick that there, and I can move that. All right, hope you're doing well, Carol. It's finally the weekend. Yay, yay. Okay, so I'm sure we'll have more people coming on. I don't have my assistant here with me tonight. At least hopefully she remembers that I have gone live, so you can hear me well and all that. I'm sure you can, because oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you got it. So yeah, a huge thank you out to both Terry and Yvonne. Last week I did the, what was that bundle that I used? Yeah, I can't even remember which one I used. And all else fails, just go get the binder or my planner. Changing leaves, that's it. So last Friday, I did the Changing Leaves bundle. And at the end, what I do is I do a drawing. So I do a wheel of names. Thus, up at the top of the live chat, there is a pinned comment that has a link in it. When you click on that, it'll take you to a Google spreadsheet. Add your name to that. And at the end, I will do a drawing for, do 3 winners for each of the cards that I make tonight. So last Friday, when we did the drawing, there was the one wow card that I did at the very end, and both Terry and Yvonne were very kind and sweet, and let me give it to 2 people, Carol being one of them, to receive it. So I'm glad that you got it. All right, so I'm going to get started because it is now 7 o'clock, or probably 7:01 at this point. And again, if you are watching the replay, jump ahead at this point when you're watching. Yeah, you would jump ahead about 10 minutes, but of course you've already done that. And then that's when I get started. Again, YouTube is messed up. I can't schedule. I mean, I could schedule my lives. Unfortunately, I need my orientation in horizontal. And even though I get it all set up to do that, YouTube reverts it to being vertical, and that's not going to work because you guys really wouldn't see a whole lot. So let me just put my hair up in a clip because I'll probably end up getting more. Hello, Deborah. Welcome. All right. So I'm just getting started, Deborah. Like I had mentioned, I had pinned up on awesome. The card that I remembered. Oh yeah, you didn't get sent out. Yes, I'm glad that I'm glad that you got it. Just like I do every Friday, I have pinned at the top the link to the Google spreadsheet so you can add your name to it. Okay, I see Carol got her name. If you have any problems getting your name on there, Deborah, let me know and I can add it on there for you. Yeah, a lot of them do. And and the problem with that too, like for example, one of my friends, Barb Mulliken, Barb Stamps, yeah, she's still having that problem, and she said that she's tried reaching out to them to find out what the problem is, and she's not getting a straight answer. So it really is a pain because, you know, before, I mean, they must have done something. They must have added some new feature or something that's messing it up. Okay, all right, Deborah, I'll add you on there. I'll add you. Oops. Okay. Um, oops. Let me spell your name right. Okay. So I have you added on there now, Deborah. And it's Terry. Hello, Terry. Okay, so I haven't started yet. I'm just getting started right now. And your buddy, aka assistant, aka Don Newberry, isn't here. I don't know what she's doing, but I don't have cool. I'm glad that you guys got your cards. Awesome. Yes, Terry, your buddy isn't here tonight. She's at home, so I don't see her yet. All right, so I'm going to start off with a little bit of housekeeping. There's not a whole lot. There's just really two things going on. We currently still have the kits collection. Some of them are up to 30% off. This is a while supplies last type of thing. So there's different types of kits. There's card kits, treat packaging, home decor. Some of the kits have stamping involved in it. Some of them don't. Um, so I don't know what's, currently unavailable. If it says currently unavailable, then that means it's coming back. If there was something you were eyeing and you don't see it on there at all, then that means it's sold out and I don't think it would be coming back. So that's currently going on. The starter kit special, this is currently going on until October 31st. So the joining special is typically for $99 plus tax and free shipping. You get to choose $125 of product of your choosing. During this special, you get to choose an extra $30, so $155 instead. If you have any questions about this at all, feel free to ask. Now, when you do the starter kit and you become a demonstrator, you don't have to do what it is that I'm doing with doing classes and doing videos and all that. You can simply become a demo and you can get all those perks like getting the discount. You get to see the catalog before it goes live to customers. You get to pre-order from that catalog before it goes live to customers. And then, of course, there's like some demonstrator only events and stuff that happen. So, again, any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Okay, so for tonight, what I am using the Frosted Forest Bundle. So this is an online exclusive. I didn't even check, but let me bring it up really, really quick. Um, this is an online exclusive item, and I'm just making sure that um, we still have it because it seems that, and my friend brought it up to me, okay, it's saying it's currently unavailable. And the reason why it's currently unavailable is because the decorative masks that we'll be using, these are currently on back order. But again, it says currently unavailable, so that means it is coming back. Um, the one thing that I didn't know until a friend of mine made mention of it last night, the trucking along bundle. So the truck builder punch that is still available, but now the English version of the stamp set that is now gone. If you really like the images, the French version of it, that is still available. Again, the greetings that are in it, they're not in English, so that's another option if you want. So um, yeah, that is that. I really haven't gone really deep into if anything else is gone, but yeah, she made me aware of that. And again, like I said, this is currently on back order and it is coming back. So this is what the whole bundle is. You got the photopolymer stamp set, the set of dies, and then there's some decorative masks. Now the decorative masks I will be using on two of the cards that I'm doing. Now what's nice about this set of masks as opposed to the ones that I had used. Now if you had seen the video that I did where I think it was a Friday night kinda live. It had it was the layering beauty, or oh my gosh, the name escapes me, but it's in the annual catalog, and it's the one that has the big cluster of the flowers, and then you have the mask that you can do the roses on it. So when I did those three projects, the problem was I had to clean these masks before I went on to the next one. Of course, that took so much time, and that video went a lot longer. What's nice about this, there are two different trees in this stamp set, and there is actually a set of masks for each one of them. So with the evergreen tree, there's two different sizes. So it's nice. We're going to do a card where we're going to use both of these. And then I'm going to do another card where I'm going to use these two. Now, it does have the branch part to it, the trunk, but we're not going to use this one because I will be stamping, so I'm not going to ink blend on that. So let me take that, let me put that aside, and let me bring in all the pieces for my first card. So two of the cards that I'm doing are more on the fall feel of things, and then the last one is more of a kind of like a Christmas. It's not really a Christmas card, but it has that Christmas feel. If you simply just change up the greeting that's used on it, then it's definitely a Christmas card. Okay, so I got my little cheat sheet over here. So I have a piece of Smoky Slate. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4.25. I have a piece of crushed curry. This measures 5.25 by 4, and ahead of time I had embossed it with the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. This is in our holiday mini catalog. This is part of that Reindeer Fun suite of products. I foresee this embossing folder carrying over because it's something that's definitely versatile, that you can use it year round. Okay, so I've gone ahead, blah, 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 blah. So ahead of time, This is going to be an interesting live. So ahead of time, I did go and emboss that. Then I have a piece of early espresso. This measures 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. And then I have a piece of basic white that will layer on that. That's 4.5 by 2 3/4. And then I have this little strip for my sentiment. This measures 2 3/4 by 1/2 inch. And then I have a quarter piece of basic white cardstock. This is what I'm going to use to do my stamping and my ink blending on. So I will go ahead and I'll start off. There she is. Hello, Yvonne. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to take this embossed piece. So Terry, Yvonne, you know the routine. I have the link up above if you didn't already do so already for the spreadsheet for the wheel of names at the end. Okay, so I'm going to center this on my Smoky slate. Hello, Froggy. Welcome. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece of basic white and I'm going to adhere this to my early espresso. Okay, and then this piece will then be centered onto my card case. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now let me bring in, because let's see, I'm going to bring in my, this is our Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm going to use this for stamping my sentiment and my tree. So let me bring in my stamps. So I'm going to use this tree right here. And that greeting, let me pull that out. Kind of move this stuff out of the way. All right, so I need my big block for this one. This thing just fits on this block. Okay, and then I got my greeting here. These blocks desperately need to be washed. There's like adhesive or whatever on them, so they look a little messy. All right, so for my tree, I'm going to stamp that in Smoky Slate. And then I have both my Crushed Curry and Daffodil Delight. I'm going to use those to do the masking part. Now I'm going for a fall look on this, so this could be considered an aspen or a birch tree. I really don't know what the difference is between the two, but that's the look that I am going for with this card. Definitely a fall feel for this one. So by stamping it in the Smoky Slate, I want to have that white tree trunk. Okay, and then I am going to stamp this right on here. Yeah, here I will tell you that evidently the kids here were on a fall break all this week. So needless to say, it wasn't exactly quiet here throughout the entire day. And my thought, I don't know about you guys, but when I was in school, now in New York, we started like the day after Labor Day. And we didn't see another break, I think, until like around Thanksgiving. Here they started about, I want to say mid-August, and they were already on break. So I'm like, and the kids, very unruly, very noisy, and very nosy because literally they were peeking into my window, so I had to close my blinds. So I didn't really care for that too much. So yeah, that's what this week's been like. I'm kind of glad they'll be back in school come Monday. Just venting a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Then I have my early espresso, and then I have my greeting that says, thinking of you and how you strengthen my life. So I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to center this. That looks perfect. And we'll close this up. All right, so I'm going to pull those out, and we will move this. And let me clean this. Well, are you, Froggy, are you like on a phone or something? Because what I have done, I have it in my Google Docs, and anybody that has access to the link is able to edit it where you can add your name. Now, if you are like, say, on a phone that maybe you don't have like Excel or something on it, maybe that's the problem as to why maybe you're not able to. Um, Let me see here. Um, and it looks like I think either Terry, maybe Terry, somebody's got your name. Someone's got your name on there, Froggy. So right now I got Carol, Deborah, Terry, Yvonne, and Froggy. Okay, so let me get back to the video. All right, so for my next part, Yvonne, I hope you're paying attention to this part. So this is something that it is not a Stampin' Up! Product. Let me get the packaging so I can tell you where it's from. This is from Altenew. This is a 9x12 Ultra Sticky Mat with a grid on it. And this is the first time that I'm actually using it. So what I like about this is that I can take my cardstock and I can stick this right on here, and it's going to hold it in place while I come in with my mask, and it'll hold the mask down as well. So again, for this one, I'm not using the one that has the stem piece to it. I am going to use this more open one here. And I'm going to line it up with what I've already stamped. And I think if I have space on my cardstock, I can actually mark it to where I can line up the other one as well. So on the mask, they have this little notch right up at the top here. If I take this, and let me get my, I'm using the larger brush here. If I just add a little bit in that corner, then I'll know where to take my second one here to line it up over what I'm doing here. So I'm going to add a generous amount of my Daffodil Delight onto here. And when I do this, excuse me, there's the plastic pieces from that are the branches that are on here. So I'm being a little careful that I don't go really hard and go in the opposite direction, where I then end up bending those. We really don't have these trees here. At least I don't think we have these trees here in Memphis, because I haven't really seen them. And not many of our trees have already started to... Oh, you know what, Yvonne? I used this when I did the sample cards and I like it. You know, the only thing with it, I didn't give myself a big enough piece of cardstock when I did this. So trying to line it up, but I mean, this is holding it down really well. I mean, I didn't press it down, but it's not moving. I just have this sliding around because it's not sticking onto anything. Yeah, yeah. I think that's just a force of habit of me doing that, where I'm holding it. I do have to hold this because this isn't stuck down to anything. I mean, if I was using my glass mat, yeah, it would definitely stick to that, but I can't really use the glass mat when I do the videos because these lights will reflect off of it and it wouldn't work very well. Okay, so that is that one. I'm going to remove this. Now what's nice, again, what's different about the last one I did, I would need to wash this off before I was able to do my next project, because there was just the one set of dies. But since I'm only doing one, well, basically I'm doing all different trees, I don't need to worry about washing that off right now because I'm not going to need it again. All right, so now here is my second one. And again, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to line it up in that notch. And it should put me in the right position for this mask. Oops. Okay. And maybe off a little bit, but I think I'll be okay. All right, so for this one, I'm going to bring out, oh yeah, they don't, well, they don't need to, because then that means I'm going to have to buy it, and then that means I have more than one, and yeah. Now I got my smaller blending brush and I have my crushed curry. And now I'm going to go over this and have these darker spots here in my tree. Okay. So there is that. Close this up. So we're actually done with these. Move those out of the way. Oops. And there we go. Now let me set these aside somewhere so I don't touch the top of those. Okay, I'll get this out of the way. All right, now for this, there is a die to die cut this. And again, I do have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but I'm going to be a little easy on my wrist. And I'm going to use my Anna Griffin Empress. So let me move some things out of the way. Again, my space is kind of limited on this table here, so I put my whole rack of blending brushes over where I'm going to be die cutting, so needed to move those out of the way. All right. All right, so now let me run this through. Right. So here is our tree. Move this. Okay, let me bring this in. I'm going to add some dimensionals on here. So on my greeting, I'm going to put one like on either side. I'm not going to put one in the middle. And the reason why, this is going to go over the trunk of my tree, so I don't want to put one in the middle there. And then I'm going to add a few on here. Yep, definitely perfect for fall. And then I'm going to bring in my little mini ones. And I'm going to add to this trunk here. I keep on wanting to call it a stem, but it's not a stem, it's a trunk. And it's more than a branch. Okay, so let me remove these. All right. Now this one, I'm going to take and I'm gotta make sure that that's straight, because the thing is, on the embossing on these lines, some of them are a little crooked, so it kind of throws it off a little bit as to whether or not it's straight. So I'm going to center my tree on here like so. And then this greeting is going to go right over the top. I'm just going to center that. So this is the same width as that piece of basic white. So I'm just going to put that right over the tree like so. And then for my embellishments, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to use, these are the adhesive back textured dots. And this is in the annual catalog. This is actually part of a suite. I think it's some kind of wildflower. Oh, thank you, Carol. Yes, if you can give the video a thumbs up, that helps a lot. Thank you. This is part of a suite. These are a really nice, they're a small embellishment. They got all this texture on it, and they're kind of like this antique gold color. I don't have the whole suite. It's a whole nother set of flowers, and I have a lot of flowers now. So yeah, I like the embellishments, and I think there was also an embossing folder. I got that. I just don't have the paper, the stamp, or the dies. I know Yvonne recently got the set of dies. Okay, and then I'm gonna, so what I'm doing is I'm adding one of the larger ones in the middle and then two small ones on either side of it. Okay, so there is, let me put those over there because I'm going to need them again. So there is the first card. Definitely fall. And I like the white trunk that I have on that tree. All right, so let me move that out of the way. And now let me bring in the stuff for the second one. So this one too has a fallish feel to it. Now this one, I'm not doing any of the masking on it. So for this one, I have a piece of wild wheat that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of Cajun Craze. This measures 4 3/4 by 3.5. I have a piece of early espresso that measures 3 5/8 by 3 1/8. And then out of a piece of scrap, I have die cut this set of these 3 trees. Now, with this die, let me just quickly show you if you're not familiar with this set. So on this die, it's going to create your wavy ground, but it doesn't cut the very bottom. So on this, it's a matter of where you line this up on your cardstock. So if you want more of the ground area, then you would go up a little bit higher on your cardstock, and it'll cut this out, but you'll have all of this down here. So when I die cut this, I only wanted a little bit of the ground like that. Now I will also be trimming off these 2 end pieces. Now when you do cut it out, this piece is still going to be attached. So if you need to, if it's too long, then you will have to snip the sides of it. But I didn't need a really, really large piece. I only need a piece that will go across here. In addition, I have a piece of DSP. This is the Thoughtful Journey DSP. This is the one, this pack of paper has like all these watercolor looks to it. And I am using this one piece that kind of has a fallish feel to it. So it's got the wild wheat, the Cajun Craze in there. So this piece here measures 3.5 by 3. And yeah, and then that's it. So what I'm going to do on this piece here, I'm going to stamp my greeting. And this is a birthday card. So this card will be perfect if there's a male birthday coming up. Oh, wait a minute. There is one coming up. Someone's birthday's coming up. I think I got a birthday card for someone. Another card? Okay, what do I want? I want the stamp set. Squirrel moment. Okay, so this time I'm going to use birthday wishes for a day as great as you are. And that one right here. Okay, and let me put this one back. Kind of get this stuff out of the way. Okay. Like I said, this whole space, you start to run out of room like really quickly. Okay, so I'm going to mount that. And again, for this one, I'm going to use my early espresso ink. And I'm going to stamp this up in the upper right-hand corner. All right, let's make sure we stamp it the right way. Okay, and this is going to go right up here. And hopefully I got it straight. That looks good. Okay, and then let me put this over here. Did I have ink on that block? Looks like I got a splotch of ink on there, probably from my thumb. Oh well. It just blends in with the paper. All right, so let me fold and burnish this card base. You should be able to. Now the trick to that, Yvonne, you know how you can pull it off? I hope this don't sound mean. That means you got to get up in the morning. Don't sleep all day. Okay, yeah, and then, yeah, tomorrow I got to go up to that very same church and go clean it. As soon as they're done with their breakfast. Okay, so we're going to center this onto the card base. Okay, and then oh, is that the Christmas one, Froggy? The was it the Real Red and was it Night of Navy and Garden Green card bases with the gold on it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not holding my breath on the help tomorrow. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Johnny will be there. And yeah, I'm just going to go up there and okay, yeah, I do have them. I haven't done anything with it yet. Okay, I'm going to take this piece of DSP and I'm going to center it on this early espresso. So it just really, I find that it just really pops on that. Okay, and then I have some linen thread. And I'm going to take this and actually, this is not the first thing that I'm going to do. I got to add those trees first. Now, I'm going to mention that on these trees, originally I did add an adhesive sheet to the back of it and die cut it. But I can tell you that when I tried to get that tree out of, you know, the rest of the cardstock, the paper was coming off of the thing. So for this, I'm going to be using liquid glue. And I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet for this. Oh yeah, so then that way you can make more cards out of it. Yep. Definitely get a lot of cards out of it. All right, so for this, I'm going to add, this is our Tombow multi-purpose glue. It's this glue here that we sell. I just like it in a fine tip glue bottle that I did get off of Amazon. There is a link to it in the description. There's a link for a couple of things now. I'm not an affiliate. I think in order to be an affiliate, you gotta be like well established with your channel, and yeah, there's some prerequisites to have an affiliate link, you know, through Amazon. So I am not there. I'm not even close to being there. So I'm trying to put some glue on these branches, and it is hard to see it when my silicone craft sheet is dark as well. Now some use like a sponge, a piece of sponge, and they do it that way. But at this point I don't have a sponge right near me. I don't know how well this is going to stick down. Guess we're going to find out here. Okay. And then I'm going to add this right down here. I'm lining it up with the base of the paper rather than that piece of early espresso. So once I stick this down, it is going to cover up that little splotch of ink that did get on there. Okay, not too bad on the glue. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my scissors and I'm going to trim these edges here. Okay. We get a little tiny piece right there. Okay. Now for the next part, let me get that out of the way. I want to bring in some Scotch tape. Now that'll be okay, Yvonne. I'll get it done. Not a biggie. So I have some linen thread here. Now the coloring of this looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit darker. I have a lot of linen thread, so I had only enough on one spool that I used that there's not enough to wrap this like 3 times. So one more time. Okay. Right there. Yeah, that's the thing about, I don't know how long a brace on my hand is going to last, because yeah, it just may hinder me from doing what needs to be done. I just have to be careful, you know, especially twisting around with that big broom. Okay, so I have my linen thread on there, so I really like that you just have those 3 strands right there. Okay, let's get this out of the way. All right, let's get that out of the way, and we'll get that out of the way. And then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals for this. A few on here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to center this on this Cajun Craze piece, like so. And then I'm going to bring in these embellishments again, and I'm going to do that same concept, that same idea, where I'm going to take a larger one and kind of have it in the middle, and then take 2 smaller ones and put it on either side of it. likes. So not really all frilly and all this, and it's perfect as a masculine birthday card. And of course you can give this to a female as well, but I really like how this one came out. All right, so now our last card. This one, it's not the greeting that I used, it's not Christmas, but you can simply change the greeting and it can easily become a Christmas card. So let me bring in all the pieces for this one. Okay, and then of course I got my little cheat sheet over here. All right, so for this one, for my card base, I have a piece of shaded spruce that measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Granny Apple Green that measures 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of Basic White. This measures, let's see, this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And ahead of time, I had embossed it with the Painted Trees 3D embossing folder. Now this too is also in the new holiday mini catalog. At this point, I don't know if I should be calling it new because it's been out for a little bit now. So again, I had just lined like the tip of that one tree up at the top there, and then I embossed it. So I want something that had kind of filled it up with the trees. Then out of a scrap, I have die cut this label. This label comes from the Greetings of the Season set of dies. This bundles with the Greetings of the Season stamp set, which is all greetings. This is an online exclusive item as well. And then I have a piece of scrap Basic White. Again, another quarter sheet of Basic White. It's 10. Oh, I was going to say, you're saying I see 10 minutes and I'm like, wait a minute, I've been at this for more than 10 minutes. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're actually going they're going pretty quick. Okay, so a quarter piece of Basic White. This is what I'm going to be doing the stamping and the ink blending on. So let me bring in the stamp set, and we'll need the dies at some point. Okay, and I have my masks. I'll put those aside. For this one, the ink that I'll be using Real Red for my greeting. Actually, I don't need those embellishments anymore, so that's for my greeting. And then I'll be using my shaded spruce to do that outline of the tree, and then I'll be ink blending with both Granny Apple and Garden Green. All right, so let me grab this. Now, I have like a silicone mat down on this table, so I mean, I could get away with not really needing kind of like this foam cushion on the bottom, but I'm going to use it anyway. All right, now for the stamps, again, there's 2 different size trees, so I am going to do both of them. Now, this is when I go to stamp these down, they're not going to be lined up to the way the set of masks are, equal distance, so I will have to just do them separately. All right, and then let me take out the greeting as well. Okay, now let's get some blocks for these. So I'm going to use this one for my really large one. And then I got my smaller one here. Okay. And again, I'm going to use my shaded spruce. Let me put this greeting on a block so I don't lose it. All right, so I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to put this down and ink it up. to stamp this one right over here. Yes, tennis. Well, you know what? No, Froggy, where I'm at, I'm on the western side of Tennessee, so we're Central Time. On the eastern side of Tennessee, they're Eastern Time. It's the more east side of Tennessee is Eastern. Okay, whoops, and I got some splotchy there, but that's okay because we're not even going to see that because these are getting die cut after we're done. Let me just clean this though, because I'm sure that I'm going to have green ink all over the place. Okay. And then my smaller tree. Did Terry leave? I haven't seen her comment. I don't see a comment from her. I don't know. I didn't notice if she said anything. Yeah, I don't see that she's commented in a while. I don't know. Maybe she's cooking or something. Maybe she's multitasking. All right. And my smaller one. All right. So we're done with this. Okay. Clean this really quick. All right, so I'm going to let that dry just for a little bit. I'm going to bring in this tag and my greeting. This says, no beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart. Okay, so let's make sure that I have it the right way. And let me straighten this. And this just fits in this. Okay, and we'll set that aside. So all our stamping is done. Now it's, oh wow, there's a lot of green ink on the side of this. Still, wow. It's a lot of ink. All right. So let me close this up. We're done with the red. And we're done with this. And let me bring in the sticky mat again. All right. So I'm going to stick this down. Okay, so what I want on this one, I want, well, let's go this way. So on the first set of the masks that I used, yeah, okay. So those 3 masks are numbered 1, 2, and 3. So you know what order to put them in. For these evergreen trees, these go by letters. So you have A, B, and C. So I'm going to start with A first on this. And again, these are not lined up. So I'm going to have to do this tree. And then I'm going to have to move this to line it up with the smaller one. So on this one, I'm going to line this up. And I'm looking at that tip, that top tip of the tree. And then I'm looking at these branches on the bottom. Let me press that down. Okay, so for this one, let me get my brushes. Oh, don't do that. Went to bring it over and I banged it right on the die cutter. Not good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green and I'm going to ink this up and brush this in. Okay, and then I'm going to take this off and then I'm going to line it up on my smaller trees. So this way I just do both my trees at the same time. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up that tip of the tree and then just putting it in place by looking at these branches on the bottom. Okay, let's add it on this one. There's definitely a lot of Granny Apple Green ink on this brush. Okay, so we're done with this. Okay, let's remove this one. And we'll take this and put it out of the way. And then we want, this is B. So now on this one, now it gets a little bit trickier lining this one up. Because again, my little notch is off of the cardstock, so let's see here. Okay, that looks about right. Now this time I'm going to bring in Garden Green. Yeah, with these masks, they do line up. Like I said, the little notch, if my cardstock was a little bit bigger, I could have brushed some ink, so then the second layer, I could line it up a lot quicker and a lot easier. But yeah, I didn't cut that big of a piece, so trying to line it up to exactly where it needs to go is a little bit of work. Okay, so now I'm going to come over with Garden Green. Okay, and then let's line up our smaller one. Okay, where do you line up? It's a little bit trickier. Not difficult, it just takes a little bit to figure out where you're lining it up. I think that looks about good. Okay. Garden Green. Okay. So there's that one. And then I think, I'm looking at my sample, but I don't think, well, maybe I did. I'm just checking to see, did I actually use this one? I think I did. Looks like I did. The tree looks a little bit more fuller. Okay, so I am just taking and kind of lining up the top there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in Garden Green again. And I'm going to go over it. I thought about 3 different greens, but I couldn't make up my mind as to which 3. I thought about using Shaded Spruce, but then if I use Shaded Spruce, you wouldn't have seen all those little detailed branches that I stamped. Okay, so then our tree's a little bit more fuller. And I got some ink on the side here. Of course, I got ink on my fingers too. All right, so then this one, I kind of line this one up. Okay. Okay, why is this on here? All right. Oh, I know. Evening Evergreen is definitely like one of my favorite greens for using for Christmas. I agree. I still have I have the Stampin' Up storage thing for the ink pads and the markers. So I don't take the retired stuff out of there. I keep it in there. So I have towers that I think are like, wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 17. Yeah, they're like stacked 17 high, plus the blend storage things are on the bottom of that. And then I have the little trays on top that have all the re-inkers. So those, I got 5 towers, and it's getting pretty high. All right, so now that tree is a bit fuller. And again, I'm just taking these and I'm moving them out of the way. And I am going to bring in this chamois, and I'm going to clean my fingers. Because if I'm working with any white cardstock, I don't want green smudges all over it. Yeah, I got this little holder right here from, where did I get? Stampin' Storage. And this is what I knocked into my thing. So let me just move this out of the way. All right. And then let's clean my fingers, because again, I don't want the green. Look like I still got green on me. All right, so now let me bring in my plate to die cut these. Right. And in this set of dies too, there are also more detailed dies as well. So you have like this one branch piece, so you can die cut this more detailed branch, and then here's one for that bigger tree as well. So you can take this and just die cut this and put it on here, or you can die cut this and you can actually stamp your tree and put it on top of that as well. So a lot of versatility with this bundle. And again, you can use the mass to do the trees without stamping it first too. I've seen some samples that were done that way as well. Okay. Let's we'll run this through. Okay. Set those aside. And if anybody has joined us since I last mentioned it, pinned up at the top of the chat box, there is a link for a Google Sheet. If you add your name to that spreadsheet, then I do at the very end, I have a wheel of names where I plug all the names into it. And I choose 3 winners for the cards that I have made. So I'll choose 3 winners. And depending on how many people that I have on here, I may just choose everybody. Right now I have 5 people on here. I have Carol, Deborah, Terry, Yvonne, and Froggy. So if there's anybody else, go ahead and add your name. And if you're having any problems at all, let us know and we can get your name added. All right, so I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to fold and burnish this. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece of white, and where's my adhesive? Now I'm going to be kind of gentle as I'm adding this to this embossed piece, because if you do it too hard, you're going to tear this cardstock. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit down here. Like so. And I'll center that on my Granny Apple Green. I think the Granny Apple Green just looks really good up against the shaded spruce. Okay. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere this to my base. Like so. All right, so then I'm going to take my trees and I'm going to kind of hold these together because they're going to go about here, and make sure they're kind of straight. I'm going to flip it over. Now I have pieces here that I'm going to use. Okay. All right, so let me snip some more here. I'm going to use all of our dimensionals. No waste. All right, so let me remove these. Yeah, I think, Yvonne, when you end up making enough cards and you're doing all these different color combinations, you kind of remember what ones look really good together. I didn't even pull out like a color coach or anything like that for any of these cards. I just went with whatever looked like it would go good together. All right, so then for this, I'm going to place my trees right over here. And then on my label here, I'm going to add some more dimensionals to the back of this. And I'm going to take this and have this go over that hole at the top, because that's going to help as well with holding my ribbon down that I put down. Okay, so we'll put one here and another one right there. I think you are, Vaughn. You're good. I think you're good with the colors. I mean, if you're creating something and you're using DSP, especially like this, you know, the Stampin' Up! DSP where it tells you what colors are in it, that really makes it a lot easier on combining colors that, you know, you would think wouldn't go very well, but when you have them all mixed up in the same DSP, that helps a lot. All right, so I'm going to place that down, and we have one more step left. So for this, I'm going to bring in the gold and silver 1/8 inch trim combo pack, and I'm going to bring in the gold. So I mean, ultimately, you look at this, you look at the colors and all that, definitely would be a Christmas color combination, but my greeting is definitely not a Christmas. Now with this gold ribbon, if you look at the back, you'll see that there's gold on the edges, but then you kind of see like this white center on there. And then the other side, you see all the gold. I'm going to try tying this, see if it works. I'm doing like that bunny ear type. Is that what you would call it? Where you just kind of create the two loops and then you tie it. That makes sense on what I just said. Okay, yeah, so that way you're seeing, rather than seeing that white, you're seeing more of that gold. Okay, so I'm going to pull these loops in a little bit. And of course I'm going to have a lot of waste here. So this is going to go right here. But what I'm going to do for a little bit extra adhesive to hold this down, I'm going to bring in my glue dots. And I'm going to add that. And stick this down. Kind of tuck some of that glue dot. And stick that right over that hole that has the dimensional underneath it. And then I'm going to trim so I can see my one tail. You see more of the white from that ribbon. Okay, so let's get that out of the way and let's put away the glue dots. And again, I mean, you can, to really make this a Christmas card, you can find a Christmas greeting and you can put that on there. Even though the colors I used, it does scream that it is Christmas, but either way. All right, so let me just take this stuff and kind of get it off the desk because I'm going to need this space here to bring in everything. All right, so here is our third card. Okay, so here are the three that we made. So we started out with our really, wow, my thing is saying I've been live 84 minutes. That's amazing. It's not 2 hours. Thank you. So this one is more fall with all of the yellows. And then there's this one here, a little bit more of a masculine feel using that Thoughtful Journey DSP. And then our third one we did with the evergreen. So we did our masking with both the evergreen and with this tree right here. And then we just used the dies for this third one. So again, I'm going to make mention because I'm going to do this drawing here in a minute. If you are on here watching, go ahead and Carol, I will tell you that Tennessee and down here can get just as hot as the way South Carolina is. I don't care for summer at all. I don't like it too hot. I could go for fall year round. That I'll be happy with. Okay, so again, if you're on here, you would like to be in the drawing, go ahead, add your name to that spreadsheet that I have pinned up at the top of the live chat box. And if you're having any issues adding your name to it, just say something in the comment box and we'll get you added before I do this drawing. So again, right now I'm seeing Carol, Deborah, Terry, Yvonne, and Froggy. Okay, so since there are I have 5 names on here, what I'm going to do, I actually have my sample cards as well. So everyone's going to get a card. And actually tomorrow, since I have to go out anyway, I gotta go clean the church, I will drop these off at the post office while I'm on my way. So let me do this. Again, numbers 1, 2, and 3, the order in which I made them. Now this is kind of corny the way I do this because I don't have that fancy software where I can, I can flip to another screen. So I have to bring my laptop into my phone screen. So let me bring this in. I know this is kind of weird looking at it this way and the screen ends up looking a little bit dark. As a matter of fact, hold on one quick second here. Let me first get the lights out of the way so that's not glaring off of there. And let me get my little stack of, here's my pen. My little stack of Post-it notes so I can put names on this. And so if I just have you 5 on here, okay, I have all of your addresses, so none of you have to send me an email to let me know. I know, I like to give you guys an option. I can offer whichever one you want. Okay, so let me go and take all of the names. And again, I have Carol, Deborah, Terry, Yvonne, and Froggy on here. So if there's anybody else, this is your last chance. Your last chance. Oops. Okay. That's the thing, Froggy. When you only got like so many people on here, and again, I'm always going to have sample cards of what I make. So it's like, okay, then it's like I feel like, then there's 2 people that are left out, and I don't like having anybody, be left out. So, all right. So it looks like that's all the names. And I'm going to tip this again. I don't know how this is going to look. Let me move these lights out of the way so that way it's not glared into the screen. So I don't know how well you can see that. All right. So again, if when your name comes up, choose 1, 2, or 3. And let's go ahead and spin our wheel. Now, Terry I don't think she's on here, so we'll have a card for her. Okay, so Carol, which one would you like? Number 2, okay. All right. So let's go back to our wheel. And let's spin again. And it's Terry, so we gotta pick one for Terry. Yvonne, I'm gonna let you. Well, let's see. Did she respond to you? Yvonne? She wants number 1, okay. Let me pull that one out. Okay. There you are. Okay, I got you, Terry. All right. Let's spin again. Deborah. Which one would you like? Oh, there you are. You like them all? Okay. All right. Back to the wheel. Froggy. Number 2, okay. Okay, and Yvonne, which one? Unless you want me to spin. Just for the heck of it. Just so you can see all the confetti fly all over the place when it stops. Number 3, okay. All right. Now, Yvonne, do you want me to mail yours or do you want me to hold on to it till next weekend? Or heck, I could probably, well, depends on what time I go up to the church tomorrow. If your hubby's still there, I can always hand it to him to give to you. So let me move this out of the way right now. Okay, I'll hold on to it. Okay, everybody, so thank you for joining me tonight. We did good on our time on this video. I was expecting it to go longer only because of using the mask, but we did good. We did good on time. And also, you know, if you come on later and you're watching and then you're going to watch the replay, kind of fast forward the first 10 minutes because I do have to come on here a little bit early. Yeah, that's how I am, Terry. You know, I come on a little bit earlier. I try about maybe 10-15 minutes beforehand just to get everything set up because again, whatever's wrong with YouTube, I can't schedule my videos and have it all set up and then just go live. So thank you everyone for joining me. Everybody that will be receiving a card, I have all of your addresses, so we're all good there. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And for those, again, that may be new, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It does help with getting my videos out there. So the more people that see it, that helps tremendously in not only building my Stampin' Up! Business, but then it also helps me in building up my YouTube channel. Now, the one thing I will say, I don't know if you noticed on my channel that a lot of the video thumbnails have changed. So I decided to kind of make everything look a little more consistent like. So I have kind of changed up the backgrounds on the thumbnail. So all my Throwback Thursdays kind of look the same, and my paper pumpkins and all that. So I've actually gotten from like about June to current all updated. I now have to go and pull all of the videos and everything that I have on my desktop computer and pull them and put it on my laptop, so then I can do all of those as well. So thank you everyone, and I will see you, let's see, next Thursday. I will be doing the Amazing Life bundle. That was a stamp set that was bundled with the rectangle stitch dies, so that will be next Thursday's video. And then next Friday, I will be doing Splendid Autumn. It will also be my in-person class the next day. So if there is anybody who watches this that is local to me and you would like to join us for that class, I still have room for that. That will be next Saturday, the 19th at 11 a.m. Central Time. Just let me know by this coming Thursday if you would like to come, and I will put you down and I will have some card kits for you. We'll be creating 3 projects. So until next Friday, everyone, stay safe and have a blessed one. Bye bye.